In the heart of Mount Doom, amid smoke and fire, Frodo stood at the edge of the abyss. The hot wind slapped his face, and the one ring in his hand trembled as if it had its own will. Samwise Gamgee stood beside Frodo, exhausted but filled with hope. He whispered, "It's over, Frodo. Throw it in." But at that moment, the unexpected happened. Frodo, who had been battling the will of the ring for weeks, finally gave in. Instead of casting the ring into the fire, he placed it on his finger and vanished from sight. At the same moment, a terrifying laugh echoed across the world. Sauron had felt the critical moment. He had regained the ring he had sought for thousands of years. Upon wearing the ring, Frodo fell under Sauron's control. His soul began to fade, while Sauron's will completely took over his body. At the same moment Sauron regained the ring, Gandalf felt the impending doom. But the sudden sense of Sauron's full return to power froze him in place. Gandalf looked to the sky and said in a sorrowful voice, "We have failed." When the elves and men saw the look of despair on Gandalf's face, hope vanished from their hearts. News of Sauron reclaiming the ring quickly spread, and the forces of darkness grew stronger. In that moment, everyone realized the battle was lost. Despite the bravery of the warriors from both elves and men, Sauron's newfound power was unstoppable. In a swift ambush, Sauron led an innumerable army against Gandalf's position. In a fierce and epic battle, Gandalf faced Sauron himself. It was a climactic confrontation between light and darkness, but in the end, Sauron's will proved stronger. With a devastating blow, Gandalf fell to the ground, shattered into pieces. The news of Gandalf's death spread like wildfire across Middle-earth. With that, the last symbol of hope was extinguished. After Gandalf's fall, the battle between Sauron's forces and the rest of the world grew even more brutal. The ancient alliances began to crumble. In Lothlorien, Galadriel sensed that the final days of the elves in Middle-earth had come. She wept for Gandalf's fall and knew that the darkness would soon consume everything. Darkness had begun to seep into the hidden passages of Old Moria. The ancient spirits that haunted the caves awoke, turning Moria into a place of even greater terror than before. In Gondor, things were even worse. After the fall of Minas Tirith, the White City was left in ruins. King Aragorn led what was left of his army in desperate battles against the hordes of orcs. But he knew in his heart that victory was out of reach. Sauron's fiery eye ruled everything now, watching every movement, controlling every corner of Middle-earth. As the years passed, Sauron's influence extended to every corner of Middle-earth. The peoples who once lived in peace now found themselves under his control. In the lands of the north, tribes of men who had hidden beneath the mountains emerged to pledge allegiance to the Dark Lord. Chaos consumed everything, and there was no longer a safe place to be found. Sauron built new strongholds throughout Middle-earth, fortifying Moria and Minas Morgul. He wasn't content with just ruling Middle-earth. He aimed to rebuild the kingdom of darkness across all worlds. He began summoning ancient powers from the depths of the shadows, beings that had been dormant for thousands of years. The first of these were the dragons that slept in the northern mountains, creatures unlike anything seen in battle before. As Sauron's power continued to grow, Legolas, who had fought alongside Aragorn for years, finally decided to return to Mirkwood. But when he arrived, he found the forest had also been engulfed by darkness. Under Thranduil's leadership, the elves tried to defend their realm, but they knew their time was running out. As the decades passed, There was no longer any hope left in Middle-earth. The skies remained perpetually dark, with the sun rarely breaking through. In every corner of the land, Sauron's forces controlled cities and villages, enslaving the people. No longer was there talk of resistance or rebellion. No leaders remained to rally the people to freedom. Middle-earth had become a world of darkness, with all hope of light extinguished. In the end, there was only silence. Sauron wasn't just a ruler. He became an unstoppable force. And with that, the age of Middle-earth ended, and the era of unending darkness began. Please support us by like and subscribe to our channel.